Good evening, everyone. I suppose we can start the session now. Thank you very much for joining for today's session. Today, we will be covering the finance module bank reconciliation functionalities on Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central ERP. Today's presenter is Mr. Harsha Kumara. He's one of our senior managers, and he's the manager business solutions. So he has over 6 years experience on implementing Microsoft Dynamics technologies, and he's come from a very high level academic background as well. Previously on this the webinar series, we have covered the finance module overall feature webinar. Then we have done semi webinar on the GL, the accounts receivable, accounts payables, and today we are covering bank reconciliation. So any of you have any questions, please just type it on the chat, or just you can raise your hand, and our moderator will take on those questions at the end of the session. Let's start the session. So I'll hand over the presentation to Mr. Harsha. Harsha, over to you.
Thank you, Takshila. Hi, everyone. Actually, today we have gathered to discuss on bank reconciliation. Actually, this is not big one, but when we talk about the bank reconciliation, that is most very important for the finance perspective and month-end procedures also. Today we are going to discuss about overview of the bank card in Business Central and how to do the bank reconciliation in Business Central. Also, we are showing you how automated bank reconciliation function working in Business Central, and also we are showing you the how bank charges are updating your bank account ledger entries using bank reconciliation, and also bank reconciliation reporting. And also we are demonstrate today PD check module, because we have identified in Sri Lanka the PD check are very useful for this NAV, with linking with NAV, and that also we have done. And also you can ask any question after the session. And let's move to the first session of the overview of the bank account card in Business Central. As I shown you in my previous session, in the NAV, we call that Business Central, all the chart of account and all the are linked with the subledgers, and same are linked with the your chart of account at the end of every month, and at the end of every transaction also this is happening. And this is also we are already discussed about AP and AR, and also the chart of accounts. And also in the bank account side also, this is very major part we have to discuss, because all the bank account ledger entries and the customer ledger entries and the vendor ledger entries are interlinked in the back end, but we can see separate module in the front end. Okay, I will go to the Business Central overview, and we'll discuss about the bank reconciliation doing and all in later. Okay, once you log into the Business Central, you can see there is a button called bank accounts. Once you go to the bank accounts, you can see every bank accounts what you have created in your entity, and this is not limited. You can create 100,000 of bank accounts in the Business Central for one particular company, and you can post payments and receipts as per your requirement, and you can also reconcile your bank accounts as per your requirement. Today I will show you how the bank account card will work in Business Central for two different currencies, and then you can identify what are the requirements we have to fill out in the bank account card. When you go to the bank account card, basically bank account card has required some information before you enter the transaction. We have to create the bank account card in Business Central, and we have to number it. In the number also, if you like, you can maintain your account code as a number, or we can create it as number series. Then when you create new bank account card, system automated number series will be incremented. That's here I have highlighted that I have created some sample bank account for the demonstration purpose. That's called HNB. And bank account name also you have to define correctly. Then users can understand what is the bank account they are going to post some payments or any receipts. And bank account branch number and bank account number, and also balance also you can see at any time, any given point of time, because this balance is automatically updated once user has posting raw data into the system. And also once if assume user A has posted receipts, then within 1 second your subledger also updated, and your bank account card also you can come and you can check the balances updated. In the balance field, when you click this balance, you can see what are the bank account ledger entries posted in particular month. Or you can filter here, you can further navigate, and these type of navigation we have already discussed. And also in the bank account card, you can assign your authorization level, because if any particular user has to authorize the bank account card, and this particular bank account card he has not to post, then you can assign that blocking operation also in the bank account permission level. And when you when if you require to block any bank account, you can block this bank account card using this block button. And this also we can we can give some permission for authorized users. And all the bank accounts we are normally noticing, all the bank accounts are not updated correctly, but we have recommended to use you to update all the fields in the bank account card, the address and postal code, the phone number, and also the email homepage also, because when any issue has come, then user can easily go to the bank account card and pick all the information easily in the NAV Business Central. And also when I go to the little bit down, we can see bank account posting group. This is called the link between the chart of account and the subledger. For any bank account, we have to create one chart of account in the chart of account list, and assume we are calling trial balance, because that should be one-to-one relationship. Assume you have a BOC account card, then you should have to maintain one BOC cash account in the balance sheet, cash and cash equivalent category. And that's like this is working. And also we can see the last statement number, where this is automated incremental number series in the NAV. When you doing your bank reconciliation, you can see what are the last statement number in the bank account card by clicking of the bank account card overview. And also there is separate tab, we can see the transfer. This is the automated bank account card required information. We are discussing today this one also. And here we can use different formats of the CSV file in separate different bank, and we can link with each and every bank account card. Using this link, Navision will trigger your CSV file, and he will update your bank account statement into the NAV. Okay. Then I will move to the normal that we call the standard bank reconciliation method. Then I will show you how standard bank reconciliation method in working in Business Central. We have to go to the cash management. When you go to the cash management, you can see there are different menus. Here we can see bank account reconciliation submenu. Once you click the bank account reconciliation, you can see a separate menu, and here we can create bank account reconciliation. Assume I am creating a bank account reconciliation for this bank. And here, once you click the bank account number, you can see the statement number. This is your latest statement number. And assume we are creating this bank account card to this date, 2020, December 31st to 2023. And once you click the date, pick the date, bank will your bank reconciliation card will automatically prompt you the last statement value. Assume this amounting into 1.2 million OD value, and then you have to enter the statement ending balance. Once you enter the ending balance, only you can go to the bank reconciliation statement reconciliation in the automated and manual reconciliation method. Then I will pick 2.5 million. This you can leave as 0 also. Then we can think, yes, or on this month your bank account has been closed, then you can do the reconciliation without any issue. Then I will pick 2.5 million again. Once you enter the 2.5 million, then we can see what are the bank account ledger entries already posted in the bank account card, that we can see in the right side in the reconciliation menu. You can see every bank account ledger entries in this menu, what are posted in the bank account card, particular this bank account, and you can do the reconciliation in the left side. Normally in NAV, the reconciliation part, if we are using a NAV standard one, it's little bit hard. That's why we are going to move to the automated bank reconciliation. But anyway, I will show you the standard method, and then you can decide whether you are using a standard method or automated bank reconciliation method. Here, once you enter the data, ending balance and the statement date, there is a process called suggest line. In the suggest line, only we are getting your bank statement lines into the left column, and then using that left and right both table, you can reconcile your bank statement using your physical document submitted by the bank at the end of month. Then I'm click the suggest line, and I'm click the OK. Once we click OK, you can see left side table also have updated using that given date range. Actually, I am given 2023 December 31st. Up to that that date, bank account left side table has been updated. Then you have to do the reconciliation. Normally Navision, Navision is standard. It will reconcile automatically once you using the suggest button. But we are knowing this reconciliation are not work because we have not updated the upload any bank account statement, CSV file or anything. This is standard level. Then we have to remove all the matching, and we have to do the bank reconciliation manually. Then I am removing match. Like this way, you have to remove your matching. This you have to do with using your bank statement physical file, whatever the bank submitted by to you at the end of month. Then assume I have removed these all the unnecessary matching, and I am remain two matching. Yes, I can see 2604 and 2605 matches are okay with my physical statement, and then you can finish your bank statement, bank reconciliation easily. But when you doing this one, this will take some time, because when you doing the reconciliation, we are all know in your normally in your bank statement, it can be take more than 50 page or 100 page, 100,000 of 100 pages. Then your reconciliation will be take more than 1 day or more than 2 day, and your reconciliation also very mess up with your day-to-day work. And to avoid this one, we are recommending to use bank statement automated CSV file upload, and we are moving to the CSV automated file upload, and I will show you the sample using sample data how the reporting and all are working in the business center. Okay, let's move to the bank statement upload solution. Normally, when bank submitted CSV file, it will take like this. Its appearance, it's some in the CSV file appearance is a little bit hard, but when you see the CSV file and upload your bank statement in the business central, it will be easy. See, in the normally the statement should have date column and should have document number column and description, and debit credit also can be there in the particular banks, and amount also you can see, and the cumulative amount also you can see. Using this type of CSV file, we can easily update your bank reconciliation card in the standard business central, and you can do the reconciliation easily. For the demonstration purpose, I have created a small one, and I will show you the entire process using the bank reconciliation upload solution. I will use this file. In this file, I have added 3 lines. Two lines are included vendor payments, and one line are included bank charge are charged by the bank. Then I will go to the automated bank reconciliation solution. For the automated bank reconciliation also, we have to go to the same way. We have to go to the same path, and we have to use the bank reconciliation menu. In the bank reconciliation menu, I have adding another bank reconciliation for this one. Then for this, I am using HNB current account, what I am using in my company, and statement date I am putting this month in 30th September, and I assume my bank is started on this month, and my last statement balance is 0, and statement ending balance can be total of this 41,785. It should be come to here. Yes. Okay. Now I will little bit go to the bank account card, and that also I have to show you. In the bank account card, we can see 50,000 rupee local value we have posted, and this has included some vendor payments and also some customer settlement. You can see in the bank account card, I have a 50,000 value in my cash book, but as per the bank, we can see 41,785 OD amount added in the bank statement side. Then I will upload the bank statement using this one. There is a button called process bank, and using this bank, we have a separate button called import bank statement. Then I will click import bank statement, and I will choose the file what the my bank statement has submitted to the submitted me, that CSV file. Once we uploaded the CSV file, I will collect this one. Yes. Once we uploaded the CSV file, we can see different payments. As per the statement has been updated, and also we can see the check numbers, document number, reference, and all the information we can see in the left side. And right side, we can see the bank side. And as we navigated in the bank account card, we can see there are 3 payments and 1 deposited. We have posted in our cash book side. Right side your cash book side, and left side your bank statement side. Okay, then once you update this one, uploaded the bank, imported the bank statement, we can see there is a button called match automatically. We have to click that one. Then system will match your bank statement line with your cash book lines automatically using the function in the backend, and system will show you the unmatched lines. Okay, then we can see one payment has missed in the bank side, and also one deposited has also missed in the bank side. Then it mean your presented check has not presented yet by the vendor, and also your deposited funds has not been realized at the end of month from your customers. And also we can see there is one more line we can see in the left side, that's amounting into 785 rupee. That's called bank charges. As per the agenda, you had see the charges we can update from the bank reconciliation, or even if you are using daily bank reconciliation, you can see the bank statement, bank charges, and bank statement charge line. Also you can update different using different badges in the Dynamics NAV. And but using bank reconciliation, you can transfer from here to the bank charges batch, and you can post easily without using any banks JVO bank badges, or any mess up work in Business Central. Then we can transfer. I'm going to transfer this one to General Ledger. When you transfer this one also, you can select what is the General Journal template and what is the General Journal batch. Using this one, you can transfer the same bank charge figure in Business Central. Once you transfer this one, then system we can see what is the date the bank charge has updated and what is the document number and what is the GL account. And on the GL account, you have to assign what is the bank charge expense account. This I will add. Yes, I have a bank charge expense account, and also figure Business Central has automatically updated, and your bank also automatically updated. You can see that one also. This journal posting and all we have already discussed in our earliest demonstration. Then I will approve this one and I will post this bank charge into the bank reconciliation. Yes, I have approved it and I am posted. Yeah, journal has successfully posted. Then you can see in the right side, your bank charge has also updated, and your left side also you have to reconcile this one. This type of reconciliation we can do. You have to select this line, and you have to select this line, and you have to match manually. Okay. Now we can see your bank's ending balance and your bank total balance has been tallied. Then we have to post this bank reconciliation because there is no any unreconciled lines in the left side and also right side. Of course, we have one payment and one deposit that we can check that we can see after the reconciliation has completed in the reporting level, and we have to post this bank reconciliation. Once you post the bank reconciliation, of course, we have no any authorization to reverse it because in NAV, once you post the bank reconciliation, your bank reconciliation, all the entries are reconciled entries are closed with the bank reconciliation statement, and you can't reverse or you can't post any refund entry or you can't post any check returns, anything you can't post after the bank reconciliation posting. But of course, in your October month, you can post anything using general journal or any finance related module, and you can you don't no need to worry on later on check returns and all. Okay, I will post the bank reconciliation. Yeah, once we post the bank reconciliation, we have to go to the bank account card, and we can see the my bank account, and also figure all are updated because I have posted bank charge of 50,785 rupee. Then 50,785 rupee are included with the bank charge also. That also updated without any issue. And here we can see the bank statement. There is a button called statement. This button you can see in the bank account and the statement. And this, when you go to the statement, you can see a number of bank reconciliation. What are the number of bank reconciliation you have already completed in this particular bank account card? And using this one, you can see what are the unpresented check and what are the unrealized deposit and what is the bank posted bank reconciliation statement. And I will go to the bank reconciliation. This is my posted bank reconciliation. And in the navigate button, there are three reports we can see: unpresented checks, unrealized deposits, and bank reconciliation statement. And when we go to the unpresented checks report, we can see what are the unpresented checks are available in the bank reconciliation. And we can see the data also, what is the check number and what is the date and what is the vendor reference and what is the amount, and all the information are there. And also bank account name, bank account, and what report date, that report printer date, all the information is there. And also there's another report we can see that's we call not presented, not unrealized deposits. And as you remember, we had one unpresented check that's amounting into 3,000 as per the bank statement, and that also we can see in the unrealized deposit screen using this bank statement, bank account card statement information. That is amounting into 3,000. And also we have the important report is statement reconciliation statement. This also we have to put the from date and to date if required, and otherwise system will generate it automatically. Once we do the preview button, then we can see what are the statement generated in my posted bank reconciliation. And this also we can see account code and account number, and what is the statement number. This statement number is very important because when you doing your month end processing, your statement number also mandatory, because you can't skip statement 1 to 3. You have to go to 1 2 3 level. If any missing statement in the bank reconciliation mode, then you can't proceed any bank reconciliation other avoid without doing your previous bank reconciliation statement. And here also we can see the cash book balance and the bank statement balance with reconciling your unpresented check and the not realized deposit. And also in the bank account statement, we can see, without going to the reports, we can see what are the updated that closed entries in the bank account statement page. This is the easiest way to use, because we are also recommending to use automated bank reconciliation solution, because you can maintain unlimited reference, unlimited formats in the bank account card, and also you can link unlimited bank account types, bank statement types into the bank statement automated solution. And also, I will show you another control in the bank account cards, and that's we call multi-level, multi-currency posting in the business center. If you are using your local bank, this is very important for now in Sri Lanka. If you are using your local bank as currency code blank, this Navision will identify this as a local account, and all the posting and all the refunds and all the check returns are associated LKR rupee. It's called a one-to-one relationship. But as per the other bank, assume your NDB bank, currency code, sorry, you take this one, Bank of Ceylon. Bank of Ceylon currency, you can see the currency code is USD. This it's mean you can post any transaction into any customer, vendor, or any adjustment, but only within USD level. You can't post any local transaction using this bank account, and also bank side also they are controlling that one. You can't post any transaction, local transaction using this bank, but of course, yes, your local bank, you can post any transaction type, Euro, USD, or any payment using your local bank account card. And that also very mandatory. And also, I will show you the PD check solution we have developed in the localized version, and we have added into the Business Central latest one. In the PD check also, we have identified currently every company are receiving PD checks from the customer, and also from the company level also we are posting PD payments for the vendor payments and statutory payments. That's we have identified, and we have fixed in Business Central, and that also I am going to show you. In the PD check, we have given a small solution. That is, when we are using cash receipt journal for receipt, enter the cash receipt into the Business Central. In the cash receipt journal, we have introduced one new template that's called PD receipt. Using this PD receipt template, users can post any PD check what we are receiving from our customers, and using cash receipt, users can post any receipt, even PD check also, but no any control in the cash receipt template. But we will go to the PD receipt. Of course, yes, we have put some control, and users cannot post any data without going or coming by restriction. The restriction is we have added new field in the cash receipt journal PD module solution. That's field called check banking date. users can't post any data in this template without pasting your server date. Otherwise, this banking date will be clash, and with your bank that PD check in hand, and your cash book and the bank statement also will differ with the PD posted erroneous posted PD check. And today we are going September 16, and we can see one check we have in the cash receipt PD template batch, and also we can see one check is going 2021 8 and 1, and also another check we can see 2022 September 22nd. And this September 22nd check we have to restrict, because this check user has to post in the system later, or in the 22nd or thereafter. Here we have control that one. Users can use PD check cache receipt template and the batch, and they can filter the date. They can filter whatever the server date matching with the working date, and they can filter the line, and they can post. And I will show you today we are in September 16, and user has trying to post September 22nd check. Then he has to go to the filter this check, and he has to go to the post. Once they try to post, then system will validate that one, and system will show you the error code that's called calendar date must be equal or greater than to check banking date. It means users can't post any check until server date has faced this date. Then of course all other checks other than this one we can post without any issue in the system. We have to filter and we can post. System will show you the posting level. Users can yes, and they can go ahead with the PD check posting. Once you post the checks, system will update your AR and your bank account, and your customer subledger also updated with this payment PD check payment. And also we have developed your PD check in-hand balances report also. Then when you reviewing your AR report or any customer related report, that report we have added your PD check balance. Also in the customer card also we have adding. I will show you the 10,000 customer card, and you have to go to the customer, and we are knowing in the ABC Private Limited we have received some PD check, and we have already updated that one. In the customer card level, you can see the PDC amount. In the PDC amount, we can further drill down this one, and we can check what are the PD check date, and what is the check banking date, and the check number, and what is the document number, and what is the applied document number. All the information we can see using this customer card. And also for the reference for the decision makers, they can see this one, and they can approve this customer to even overdue. We have overdue already. Customer has given PD checks, then we can decide whether we can go ahead with this customer, that overdue customer, because we have already we have 176 overdue with this customer. But we can see yes, using this PD check, we can go ahead with this customer, and we can proceed some sales. And also, when we go into the report level in the PD check, we have developed some PD check receivable report. And in the receivable report also, we can see your PD checks in hand balances by customer. In this PD check receivable, this is actually your age account receivable report. In the age account receivable report, the PDC amount also we have reflected in separate column. And when you referring your report as a memorandum record, we can see what are the PDC amount currently in hand for this particular customer. Actually, this 10,000 customer, as we reviewed, the 10,000 PD check amount has reported. It means the customer has given some PD check around amounting to 10,000, and when we reviewing the report, we can check, and we can decide for the decision parties whether we are going with this customer or not. For the same scenario, we have developed for the payment side also. In the payment journal, we have created PD payments template. Using this PD payment template, same control and level we have added. You can put vendor payments. What are the PD payments for your particular vendor, for your day-to-day vendor, and we can add this same parameters in the vendor payments report. And we have reported to 250,000 in this to this vendor. And what's the vendor? Yes, 20,000 is the vendor code. When you go into the vendor card, we can see what are the PDC amount reported to this particular vendor. Same as customer card, in the vendor card also, you can see the balance outstanding, what are the PDC amount, and what are the balance due. Your PDC amount is going to 250,000. It's called, you have already submitted some check amounting in 250,000. This also, you can further drill down using this button, and you can see what are the check number and what is the check banking date. Then you can decide your cash flow, and all the information are in the vendor card. For the vendor side also, we have developed some PDC report. It's called PD account payable report. This is same. This is same as your age account payable report, and you can see what are the PDC payments you have submitted, you have issued to the particular vendors. Yes, we can see in the ABC Private Limited, we have given 250,000 PD check, and others are zero. It means all the others we have not provided any PDC check for the moment. And also we have created another report. It's called PD check upcoming expiring PD checks in within next 7 days. Using this report, you can see what are the checks for the customer side and the payment side are remain and are going to be expired in the next couple of weeks. It calls in the customer side, you have two PD receipts are going to be expire. One is September 16, it means today, and other one is 22nd of September. It means these two checks are going to be expire, and you have to deposit soon as possible into your operating bank. And other one is your vendor side, you have provided some check to vendor, and that is amounting to 250,000. That is going to be realized by from vendor in September 20th. This type of reports we can develop in the NAV Business Central, and you can when you referring your data, you can see what are the PDC balance in your hand without deciding customer issues check and the received check. And also you when you decide your AR and AP progressive meeting, you can get this all the reports, and you can decide what are the PDC amount going to be cash in next coming 7 days. And this type of functionalities are available in the bank reconciliation and the PD side in Business Central. And yes, we can go ahead with your bank reconciliation automated level. And automated level also, we can assign CSV format and text HTML or text format, because in the currently or every bank we can request for the CSV format, because HNB Sampath the Sampath NTB and BOC, all the banks are providing CSV format. I am recommending, if you are using Business Central, you can request from the bank all the CSV format, and any for CSV format we can upload into the Business Central. I will little bit show you the how we map that CSV format in the using your bank Business Central module, or even if you are using 2018 later, 2018 or Business Central on-prem version also, you can set up this one. And that we call data exchange definition. Using this data exchange definition, you can map your automated bank reconciliation file into the NAV. I am showing you some sample format. Yes, this one. In this format, you have to you have general information in the bank data exchange definition. in the data exchange definition, we can see what are the encoding type, because all the banks are providing comma separated CSV files. Then that we have to map in the data exchange definition. And encoding type you can remain as Windows, and column separator you can see the comma. Even you can if you are receiving any bank reconciliation using tab or using semicolon or space, you can assign here. And also header lines, because we are knowing a bank using the bank CSV file, all the banks are adding their logo and some statement information, the starting date and all. Then you can avoid that one using this header line, and also header tag. If you need to use any header tag, that also you can add here. And data mapping, you can see in the data mapping, when we go to the little bit down, in the data mapping you can add all the information what you have to add. Currently, as we referred in the HNB automated one, I have added transaction date, document number, description, amount, and our check number. And all the date format also need to be matched with your band submitted format. And once you arrange this column definition, there is line definition in the middle tab. And in the line definition, we can go to the field mapping. In the field mapping, we have to map what is the added bank statement side column caption name, and in the what is the bank ledger entries field mapping. Using this one, we can easily map your bank CSV file, and we can add it to the bank statement reconciliation template. And also you can export this bank data definition, and you can import any other definition if you have in your in any other company. And using this one, you can map into the bank statement bank card. And I think my bank reconciliation automated and PD module is actually we can over the discussion. And if you have any question, you can raise and you can ask, and I can give any any standard solution having with the business central module. Yes, Budika.
Okay, thanks, Harsha. If you have any question, please raise your hand or text to the chat box.
You can ask any question relating to the bank or even ARO AP also, no issue. Yeah, one user has raised the hand. You can see one. Yeah. Buddhika, I think Sugat.
Yeah. I'll allow the mic.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Mr. Sugat, you can ask your question.
Hi, thank you, Harsha.
Yeah. Yes, Takshila, we are now discussing Q&A session. I think one user has.
Mr. Sugat, you can ask your question. I allow the mic.
Yes, Sugat. Even you can text also, Sugat.
You can just type in, or you can.
Yeah.
You have to unmute the mic, Sugat.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
I will quickly ask. You use the word when you were presenting on the PD checks we developed. Now, is it an area where you have developed something onto the 365 now? Now, meaning for the vanilla version, you have added some feature.
No, Sugat, actually, PD check workaround solution we are localized in Sri Lanka only. We have actually developed. This is not coming with the standard one.
All right. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Because as a global practice, the PD check operation is not there, but in our local context, the people request for it. So what we have done is we have developed it. The same way we have developed the payroll also.
Yes.
Right. Thank you, Harsha.
Thanks.
Any other questions, guys? In the meantime, our moderator will share a link to take your feedback about today's session and its content and the presenters' knowledge sharing. Please take a few minutes of your time and complete it. It will be really helpful for us to, improve the quality of webinars in future. Right? And so, yeah, the link is there. So let's wrap up the session for today. So if you have any questions, you can send an email to us, to Budvika, and we can do a, we'll respond to the email. Or else if any of you guys need a, kind of a one-to-one session, if you feel that, you can recommend this solution to your company where you need our support to, do a demonstration to your management team, please let us know and we will be in contact with you directly. So, and if you feel that you need, in our future webinars, if you feel that we need to cover any particular area on your operation or, the business process, please let us know. Then we can see how we can accommodate that request in our future webinars.
Yeah, thanks
So-
everyone.
yeah,
If
so with
anything, you
that-
can text, you can, yes, you can email to Buddhika also.
Yeah. So then thank you very much, everyone. And so let's conclude the session. So take care and have a good evening. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Akshila. Thanks, Buddhika. Thanks all. Thanks all.
Thanks.